the government cracking the whip on PresVu eye drops. This after the eye drops publicized an absolutely bizarre claim that you can replace your reading glasses by using these eye drops. Remember, the government has now withdrawn its approval to this particular eye drops. The eye drops company is now set to move the court. Remember, this is the latest in the series of such crackdowns on toxic drugs, but also in this particular case, it was not the case of a toxic drug, but a bizarre claim by an eye drop company. In fact, the eye drop company also said that this can help you enhance your vision or correct your vision to an extent. To all our viewers out there, this is an absolutely false claim. No eye drops whatsoever can help you enhance your vision or replace reading glasses. So that controversial eye drops under the scanner now. But all the claims have been fact-checked by the Health Ministry as well in a notification. My colleague Tanushka has more details on that.
PresVu eye drops have been in the news, but for the wrong reasons. There are a list of claims about these eye drops by its pharmaceutical company NTOD. Let me fact check these claims for you. In a clarification by the Ministry of Health, the claim that these are the first eye drops in the country to reduce the need for reading glasses is not approved by the ministry, and this claim is false. Fact check number 2. And this is the biggest claim that has been made by the pharmaceutical company about these eye drops, is that it can enhance near vision within 15 minutes without the need for reading glasses. This claim has also not been approved by the ministry. What we're also understanding is that while the eye drop has been approved for treatment of presbyopia condition in adults, it has not been approved for the claims that it can enhance near vision within 15 minutes. And the drug was approved by the Drug Regulatory Control Body, but it was approved as a prescription-only drug and not as an over-the-counter drug, which is what it is being wrongly promoted as. What we also know is that the Regulatory Body for Drugs Control has now suspended the permissions for this eye drops. So, be careful about what you put into your eyes and in consultation with your doctors only. With camera person Ashwini Mehra, this is Tanushka Datta for NDTV.
And joining me this afternoon, Dr. Sharat Kumar Agarwal, former president of the IMA, the top doctors body. Also with me, Dr. Anand Phadke, member of the All India Drug Action Network. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for being with us. Dr. Phadke, going across to you first, at the very outset, such bizarre claims by eye drops. I mean, how was it allowed in the first place, given the fact that this would have already misled a number of people, given the fact that it was heavily publicized? At the outset, your remarks on this controversy.
No, these drops are known to improve your reading capacity or near vision temporarily, but this is not the approved indication.
Yes.
So it's a half-truth. It's not that it has nothing to do with near vision, but you get better near vision at the expense of reducing your longer vision. So you may be able to read a little better, but if you look beyond a few meters, then your vision gets blurred. So basically,
so that's an important caveat there, Dr.
Yeah.
Phadke. That's an important caveat that it may give you ease in sort of immediate reading or perhaps immediate activity, but it doesn't really enhance your vision permanently, or it doesn't lead to a situation where it can replace your reading glasses. That's an entirely false
Absolutely. Absolutely. And secondly, they should not go beyond what has been approved. See, what has been for this medically correct and all is the business of the experts.
Yes.
The fundamental thing about the company's restriction, they should not go beyond what has been approved and make a propaganda or false claims as something beyond what has been approved. So that is the main point.
Dr. Sharad, come in on this, because we've seen in the past 1 or 2 years particularly, there have, this menace of misinformation has penetrated the medical fraternity, and we have seen in, say, cases of COVID drugs, etc. as well, where false claims were passed off as medically backed truths by these companies, particularly in the case of eye drops. There have been many eye drops earlier also that have been under the scanner, many over-the-counter medicines also that have been under scanner. How do we curb this menace? Because this is really playing with lives.
this is right because any drug which is coming into the market has to go the quality checks and the quality controls by the drug regulator in India. And the false claim or over claim has to be, controlled, and it is punishable. As you mentioned in during COVID, we fight a case for over claiming the things, and this is under the act that we where nobody can claim what there is no authenticity on the medicine, and these drugs cannot be the substitute of the specs, which is commonly they are propagating that this is a substitute of the specs. It cannot be, because the effect lasts only for 4 to 5 hours, and we don't know what are the other side effects like itching, as you are mentioning in your captions, itching, muscle spasm, other problem. So it is not that simple, and
All right, we seem to have lost that line with Dr. Sharad. We'll try and reconnect with him. But Dr. Farke, weigh in on this, because this is a larger problem. In fact, quality checks when it comes to medicines has really been a point of debate, particularly in the past 2 to 3 years. In fact, now we have our own quality checks, our domestic quality checks as well, in fact, particularly for those medicines that are being exported. So the DGCA really trying to make that entire system watertight. But, as a doctor, what do you think can be the precautions on the part of the consumers? Because this is really grey area. Many a times we see, these advertisements tend to mislead patients, and, many a times they sort of, veer away from what the doctor has prescribed as far as a particular medical condition is concerned. So, your word of caution for consumers, given the fact that there is so much misinformation out there.
No, firstly, this is not an issue of quality, but an issue of false claims. So consumers should be aware of some questionable claims and should never depend upon any advertisement. They should always consult a doctor. See, there are medicines called OTC, formally approved, OTC.
Over-the-counter drugs, basically.
And the claims are also approved. So any medicine which is not over-the-counter, the consumer should not rely upon it and should seek doctor's permission. And secondly, there should be an ethical marketing code, which is voluntary today. It should be made mandatory. That is what we, as All India Drug Action Network, have been demanding for a long time, that we do not rely on Indian companies, whether multinationals or Indian. And therefore, unless it is legally enabled code, they will keep violating this. And if at all the drug controller catches them, there will be some action, but most of the times they are not caught, and consumers suffer unnecessarily.
Right. And Dr. Farke, the last word to you, because as we look at really reinstating the faith in the Indian medical industry, in the Indian pharma industry rather, because it is of course one of the world's largest pharmaceutical manufacturers, largest pharmaceutical industries. The onus very much is on companies and manufacturers to make sure that such misleading claims are not put out in the public domain, because it really sort of deals a severe blow to the larger trust as far as the pharmaceuticals are concerned.
Yeah.
Dr. Farke.
That's what I said. There has to be an ethical code already there, but which is voluntary. It should be made mandatory.
Yes, Dr. Sharad Agarwal. Yes.